Well, the fence is still up. Yeah, that's what they said in November, but it's still here. And I mean, I understand they want to make sure we don't act like, you know, it was a Lakers victory or something. But, you know, we're peaceful. There's not that many of us. You know, we're pretty much surrounded by trees. The park is still fenced off. It's not open yet. The mayor inside isn't willing to listen to our assembly attempt to redress our grievances.
Opening the gates.
So the gates are apparently...
The gates are going to be opening.
Still around.
All right. Here we go.
Who's park? Who's park? Who's park? Who's park?
People park. People park.
You can barely read the print on the sign. Wow.
Hi. Thank you for letting us in. It was hot out there. Now we have shade. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, we'd like the people of Los Angeles to be found more important than the money in it.
Perfect timing.
Mr. Mayor, I'm attempting to express my constitutional rights, sir.
So yeah.
We got raided.
2009. There's like yellow boxes of chocolate chips.
Well, thank you for coming. I know you all got the VIP early entrance while the public was kept outside since we don't have special passes. But we got some good stuff.
We mean
you.
the downtown residents. The people
funny.
who live here who I think would be
That was good timing,
The
wasn't
internet
it?
like that?
if
Yeah,
there was more respect given.
that was good timing.
Our home. This is where we live. I know well, they have started to target downtown residents, and I think that change happened when the Occupy went to Art Walk. I think that was the real schism because Art Walk is something we've worked on for so many years and we love so much. It's a part of our neighborhood. It's a part of our personal identity. Art Walk is the largest single group of people who visit our neighborhoods each month. And so when Occupy chose not the day before, not the day after, but Art Walk to specifically cause problems for our neighborhood, I think a lot of people in our neighborhood felt like they no longer spoke for us. They weren't involving us as residents, and it was incredibly disrespectful, and it really relates back to the way they took care of the park. And I believe in free speech, and we want them here. This is the place that they should be, but it really is about respecting whose home you're in. We want you in our home. Welcome to our home. You know, our doors are open to you. please have some respect for who we are and the fact that we're part of you too, our part too, you know? Let's share it instead of having you come in, treat us like the enemy and try and take things from us. It's just to make us mad. We don't want to be fighting you, you know? When I talk about Occupy. That's right. And
really, when you take in perspective,
sure. Would you like an example? Okay, so I thought that one of the biggest things that they did that really disrespected downtown residents was handing chalk to people who weren't part of the movement. So if Occupy had come down here, they would have had real things to write with their chalk. They were the ones making the stand. Occupy knows that when they chalk on the ground, they're writing things like, you know, we're here for the 99%. They have a real message and a statement. But they came in and handed chalk to everyone in the community, told the community, like everyone who was coming in, people who work with Occupy, people who didn't know their message, they didn't understand what it was that Occupy was trying to do. And they handed chalk to people and told them, it's not illegal to chalk. Go ahead and write anywhere you want. And that wasn't the truth. And by lying to people who didn't know, who came in, they really allowed others to disrespect our neighborhood. Yeah, you're welcome.
According to Nielsen versus Mackinney, the 7th Court of Appeals, it is legal.
I'm not. You could be correct. All I know is
It's legal. It doesn't deface property or anything. It's a
Here's-
form of free speech.
I would
And
say
it
different. There's a cost to cleaning it up.
no, it's water soluble.
But there's a cost to cleaning it up. I know my people have to clean that up.
I mean, it does go away. It does go away too
But
if you were to
it
just
costs me
leave
more
it.
to clean it off than it does to paint off graffiti.
No.
It does. I have the bills for you. I can show you.
So water soluble chalk?
I have to employ somebody with a machine to come in. I have to pay for the water. I have to pay for the labor. Those people work really hard.
Because I've seen the chalk go away in just the rainfall.
You don't, well,
It rained yesterday. It was raining actually on Thursday on the 12th.
So,
there's nothing in the law that says that it has to be permanent in order to be damaging to property.
My
There's
response,
no-
my response to
Well,
that
yeah.
is because I even personally really support the idea of free speech and
Yeah.
support the idea of even
Carry a sign
non-permanent
and go into city council,
And-
or write your mayor, or
and
email
even
your,
non-permanent free speech. The thing
or
that was
email
so
your congressman.
disrespectful, and that myself and my building, because I'm a 10-year resident on Spring Street, you know, and I hate seeing violence in my neighborhood. It's disgusting. And when people who didn't know, when Occupy, small groups employed the outsiders, the 30,000 residents from all over the neighborhood who were coming in, when they decided to employ them as their surrogates, they ceded their responsibility as responsible protesters to their surrogates and caused a huge uproar that was unnecessary and really disrespectful to our neighborhood.
I think a lot of it was outreach, you know, and letting people know about the problem. And because a lot of people didn't know about the problem that was going on at the CCA and everything else. Now, some of the messages I don't agree with. I don't necessarily agree with the vulgarity, you know, toward the police.
I think at the end of the day, it's not the message, it's the messenger.
It isn't.
The messenger in Art Walk was, during Art Walk, the messenger became a mob. And the message is lost. No one cares I don't care about the message anymore. I really don't. I stopped caring about the message once they started disrespecting my community.
Now-
And that's really difficult because it may be a message that I'm on board with, you know? And so I end up with a dichotomy in my head where I'm saying, fuck these people. Because I mean the people, not the message. You know what I mean?
My
And
understanding
therefore
of the
message
events
is
that
lost.
day was that Occupy was outreaching, letting people know about it, because sidewalk chalk is meant for the sidewalk and everything else. So
understand.
it's that's the sole purpose.
Again, the message may have been okay. I may agree with the message,
And
I may also agree with the fact that what the notice that you wanted to get out was that people on your team and people with Occupy had been arrested in front of the CCA, and you wanted to, you know, show that I don't agree with your stance on gentrification at all, but I do agree with your ability to, you know, say that you aren't for it and to protest it to the best of your abilities. I think that when it came down to it, I didn't care about the message anymore because the messenger had just gone too far.
Okay.
And so because of that, I'm much less likely to welcome Occupy back into my neighborhood.
So you think it kind of backfired, like
I do,
with the
I really do, because I
even
came
though
down here when people were camping out here. I came down to support. I personally came down to see what they were talking about. I picked up literature. You know, I'm not going to agree with everything because the 99% can't
Doesn't
possibly
agree on
everything,
anything,
but that's okay.
Yeah.
When it became a point where destruction of our neighborhood, where it's money that, I just bought my dream home, I pay taxes now on my home, and when my taxes have to go towards the cleanup, and we have a real drug problem in our neighborhood that we try and tackle, and there's a finite amount of money and resources that the police and the fire department, and yes, we could argue about allocation of resources, but at the end of the day, when my neighborhood is disrespected and forced upon by someone like Occupy, I see myself.
Do you think it was Occupy that forced upon it? Or do you think it was the cops that showed up?
I'm not going to get into that one. We could go through
I mean, it was chalk. My name is John Brennan.
What was your name?
BRE.
Dakota, thank you. Do you need anything else from me?
No, I think I'm okay. Thanks so much.
Cheers. You have
Do you
one.
mind? I was videoing that. Do you mind?
I don't mind. You have
Okay.
my permission to put my opinions up on the internet.
Okay.
What's your last name?
Brennan. BRENNAN.
E-R-E-N-N-A-N.
Yeah. What did I say? Was it good? I hope.